So I think that sort of like to talk about the culture of sexual assault effectively, you have to take into account like hookup culture sort of to begin with, because I think so much of or so many sexual assaults are really tied to either feeling societal pressure or peer pressure to hook up with other people. There are these sort of markers that from one person to another that they put on each other to say like, are you sort of behaving as society or as our culture tells you to behave?
It wasn't until like this summer where I really started paying attention to what people were saying, which like had to do with sexual assault. Like I didn't really see how when people talked about sex, how it was violent. I kind of just accepted it and, went with it. And it was after one of our consent meetings that we had this year. I was walking down the steps and I was going to math class. And I walked into math class and one guy had insulted another guy, and it had been like, some yo mama joke. And the other guy who had just been insulted turns to him and goes, "Dude, stop raping me." And I didn't really know what to say because it seemed really out of context. And like I just walked into the classroom and I didn't want to create any trouble, but I did say that's not cool. I told them to stop and they kind of looked at me and I always feel guilty when I tell people to stop or, that's not okay. Because I don't want to appear bossy.
The reason for people sort of not intervening online in comment sections and stuff, I think partially has to do with, being labeled as that person. I think people are definitely afraid of being called out when they're just trying to do the right thing.
That sort of pressure to not want to be the person stepping in and not want to be like a buzzkill is, I think, causes people to be bystanders and to see harassment or to see, even if it seems like a joke on the surface, but to see things that could put pressure on other people and not step in. And so I think that's definitely a big part of the problem.
I think it takes one person in one friend group to be able to influence the rest of that friend group, which then, spreads exponentially.
Having that sort of stirring around in someone's mind, it doesn't mean that every person will somehow turn into the sort of the perfect Samaritan. But like Maddie said, if one person in each friend group it stirs around in their head and they actually take action, then it's sort of contagious. But it takes one person in each group to sort of take it upon themselves to say, actually, this has been going on for a while, I'm not gonna let that happen anymore.
Earlier in the summer, maybe around the end of June, my friends and I went to an out-of-school party, and we didn't really know anybody there. We were there for a good 30 minutes maybe, and then we noticed that there was obviously there was alcohol and drugs at the party. I noticed a woman or a girl just very intoxicated, and I could hear it in her voice. She would just go she was on the table dancing and screaming, and then this huge guy, he's 6'5", he just lifted her off the table and whispered something in her ear, and then they went upstairs. And when I saw him going up the stairs, I just remember Joe Biden's speech about if you see your frat brother or something or somebody taking an intoxicated girl up the stairs, call him out. That particular scenario made an impact, especially when I'm talking about consent. Whenever consent's brought up or sexual assault's brought up or harassment is brought up, that image always replays in my mind of him walking up the stairs with her.
That attitude of saying, I'm not directly the victim of this, so I'm not going to care about it, is really problematic in pretty much every scenario.